Alright, so this is my first video. I'm actually really uncomfortable, one, because the reason why I'm making the video, but also because I've never really been comfortable in front of a camera. I really enjoy making music, and making music only requires you to use your voice, and you can be very creative with it. But in front of a camera, it's raw, it's who you are, and that makes me very uncomfortable. That's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Also, I have a very beautiful family and I love them very much. And there's a lot of health issues in my family, and a lot of them I think I'm starting to have to deal with. And I don't want to die young. I want my son and my daughter and my wife to have me in their lives for as long as I can be. The hardest part about this too is really admitting where I'm at. Probably about 4 years ago, I had started a pretty decent workout regimen. I used to use a rowing machine. I got to a pretty decent size, fairly fit. I ate kind of healthy food, mostly wraps and stuff, but I was also a single guy, so I'd eat a 7-Eleven, hot dog, stuff like that. So I wasn't the perfect physique, but I was a lot healthier. At this point, I weigh, to be honest, I don't know. I think I weigh over probably about 380 pounds. Last time I went to a doctor, I was smaller than this, and I weighed in about 372. It's a little discouraging. I used to be, well, about 4 years ago, probably about 220 pounds, 230, somewhere around there. It was a lot of work. I can't get down to the weight that even the military believes you should be down to in order to get in. For my height, I think I'm supposed to be around 190. I'm a very muscular person, so even if I'm fit, I can't lose enough weight to be that small. So, as one of my rules I'm going to do for this, I'm not going to use a scale. I think the scales are very inaccurate for your health. I think, being a fat person saying that might seem kind of silly, but when you're aiming to get healthy, I think it's discouraging when you weigh yourself once a week and you see that you've gained weight or you stayed the same, and that's bound to happen. I pack on muscle. I can lift a pencil and pack on muscle. My wife gets frustrated all the time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do measurements. So I'm going to measure all the points of my body. I've been reading up on what I need to do to start. I'm going to put a little bit in the blog about how to do that if anybody doesn't know where to measure. And I'm going to do a weekly tape just to see where I stand and if there's any difference. Right now, last night I did my 4th run in a week, or 4 a week. I think I started last Monday or Tuesday. Hurt my ankle. It's really hard to run when you weigh 380 pounds or more. So I was out for a day. I decided to come back and run again the next day because I felt if I didn't do it I'd give up, so I ran on my treadmill. It was very difficult, but I ran barefoot, worked really well, and I didn't give up. I think that's the best thing about it. I ran just over a mile until I collapsed and sat down on the treadmill and said, my mile's done. The great thing is, though, my 4th run was yesterday, and I reached a 1.5 miles. I was very excited. I did a lap of non-stop jogging with a 30-pound backpack on. I had my buddy Chris with me, and he's often with me now. In fact, every time that we go to the track, he's with me. So it's encouraging to have somebody else go with me that's actually not in the best physique. Sorry, Chris. But I tried running with other people. It's really hard to find somebody that is as out of shape as I am or as large as I am, so I can't keep up with them. And as most of you know, if you're overweight or you're struggling, it's not easy to try to participate with people that are farther ahead of you. It hurts. You start seeing what you should be able to do and you feel horrible. And the fact is, I already felt horrible enough that I didn't want to do it. So when I try to run or get involved with people that are fit, it doesn't work. I want to get to the point that I can do that and I can be comfortable no matter who I run with, so that's part of what this is for as well. It's comparing myself only to myself and pushing myself as far as I can take it without worrying about what other people think. Another part of why I'm doing this is for my friends, my family, and for the people that are watching this. It's going to hold me accountable, because I've never stood in front of a camera and showed myself and been this honest and real, and it scares the mess out of me. But I was at work the other day, and I had mentioned to a coworker that I run at night because I'm embarrassed for people to see me running. And maybe some people sympathize with that, maybe some people think it's silly, but it sucks to be as big as I am and try to run. Everything moves in weird ways. It's humorous. I mean, if I was watching myself run, I'd probably be giggling. So I'm not mad at people for the way that they might see it, but that's how I felt. And I told a coworker this, and he's in ministry, and his response to me was that I shouldn't be ashamed. I should let people see me run, because it might encourage somebody to do the same that's struggling the way that I am. So in order to hold myself accountable, I want to try to help other people by helping myself. I always love helping people. Not always good at it because I am very lazy now. But I think that this would probably be the best way for me to go about doing this, because I've tried it before. So I'm rambling on because I'm uncomfortable with what I told my wife I would do on camera. I was going to take my shirt off, which I haven't done in years, in front of people. So I guess I'll just get to it. Like I said, I weigh over 380 pounds. I have no idea what my measurements are. We're about to do that. I'm a typical guy, except I'm fat and hairy. My wife loves me, though. She's holding the camera. Alright, so I'll do, I guess, the typical turn, show you what everything looks like, as if you don't know what a fat person looks like, but it'll help me, because then I can look back at this, and maybe you guys can too a year from now and see how much change I've been able to do. So, front view, this is me. I've still got some of the lines, I think, where muscle might have used to be. I'm very, very big. My belly's pretty big. So, side view. Extra chin. Alright, my back. My back used to be my favorite part, because when I get really muscular, my back looks great, but you can tell that I'm not quite there. I got a while to go. So, this is where I'm starting from. I'm also starting from having limited knowledge on what you need to eat to be healthy. I eat a lot. I like all kinds of different foods. I enjoy eating, and I'm really hoping that I can find a way to get fit, to eat healthy, but still eat wonderful food. I don't think ever in my life I'm going to be the type of person to eat like peas by themselves, fresh. It just doesn't sound good to me. But I want to get in the habit of eating more healthy and it just feeling great. So that's another part of what the blog is for. There's actually a section on the blog that's going to be for me to talk about that, share recipes, and also have other people maybe share your experiences, things that you've made or that you've come up with, or even some foods that are healthy that might be good for you that you want to share with people. I guess that's pretty much it. So this is my base assessment. I guess the only thing that I really want to say is that for those that are not able to get past where they're at like this, that are feeling depressed, that are hurt, and that's where I've been at for about 4 years, when you have things stopping you from even getting up because it hurts. I have a 3-year-old son, and I have a 6-month-old daughter, and I have a very beautiful wife, and I can't keep up with them. My son runs around the living room, and I'm worn out after about 5 minutes, and that is probably the most painful thing about it. My son deserves a dad, and I can't be one right now. Right now I'm half a dad, or double. But everything that I'm doing, all of the courage that I'm trying to build up to do this, I know other people can do it too. Look at the people in your life and think about how much they want you to be there. And think about how much you're shortening your life by being like this. That's really what's killing me, is knowing that I could die in my 30s, a heart attack, just because I chose not to do anything about it. So, let's do this together. You can watch, you can make fun of me if you want, I really don't care. But, let's do this.